Hey friends, what's going on? So in this lesson, we're going to return to the topics of walk-ups and walk-downs, and let me play for you something here. I'm going to play you 3 different riffs, and see if you can listen with your ear and hear what they all have in common. The first one's going to be in the key of A, so it sounds just like this. The second one is going to be in the key of C. All right, and the third one is going to be in the key of D. Now I could keep going. I have the same thing written out for the key of G and for the key of E, but I trust you might get the idea by now. And just to cut to the chase, I'll let you know what I'm going to cover in today's video. We're going to talk about walk-ups and walk-downs, and we're going to talk about what they all have in common, right? No matter what key you're playing in, whether you're in any of the 5 keys I just named or any of the other keys, I want to talk about just the main idea that's going on. And this all goes back to a question, again, back from Bill. Bill wrote this in a few months ago, asking about walk-ups and walk-down and where the notes are coming from. And I did a quick question and answer video back in lesson 342, and a lot of you really enjoyed that video and were asking for a PDF to accompany it. So what I've done is made one. This is a 3-page PDF chord sheet written up and designed by me. The first page looks like this. And basically what this is in each of these 3 pages, I'm going to show you a couple different keys worth of guitar fretboard charts and tabs and all that sort of stuff to help you understand that no matter what key you're in, whenever you're doing walk-ups and walk-downs, I want to explain and show you that these notes are coming from the scale of that key. And once you sort of understand how to look at the fretboard, you can sort of start to see these things. And then you're like Neo in the Matrix, where you just understand, yes, like I see scale degrees and I understand this is going from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 and all that sort of thing. So you can get this over at my website, playsongnotes.com. It's 3 pages made by me. You can download it, keep it forever, print it out if you want, and it'll sort of help you along your way. So let's dive on into this. I'm going to go through each of these 5 keys, and while they are all showing the same thing broadly, right? Here's the 7 notes in that scale. Here's the fretboard with the scale degrees, the fretboard with the name of the notes, and then a tab showing you a sample walk-up and walk-down exercise. Each of the 5, I can sort of call out things that are, subtly different per that key, right? And maybe add some little insights along the way. So let's get on into it. Thanks to all of you who are supporting me on Patreon to help fuel the creation of all these PDF chord sheets I'm making. I have over 200 available to you, and your support every month really keeps me going. So thank you very much, and consider joining if you're not. It's hopefully a great way to learn guitar outside of these videos. But let's dive on in. So first we're going to look at the key of A here, and I'm going to sort of give you the lay of the land of what is in this sort of printout I have, right? So in the top left, you're going to see, first of all, the notes in this key. Now, this could be an entire separate video about how to figure out what are the notes in any given key. I'm not going to cover that in this video because that would be a bit of a digression, but in the key of A, we're going to have these 7 notes, right? And the important part to recognize here is after you get to the 8th note, which effectively starts the cycle over again, it just repeats, right? So we have A to B to C sharp to D to E to F sharp to G sharp to A. And if I was to keep going, those notes would just keep going up the scale, right? To B to C sharp to D to E to F sharp to G sharp to A. And so on. Whether you go up or whether you go down, these notes repeat. Okay, so that's one important thing to understand. Now, if we were to look at the fretboard here, we could look at these notes in 2 different ways. One way is to look at them as far as the name of the notes, right? The alphabet, right? So starting on A to B to C sharp to D. So here, I have the little circles to represent a note, and every note is labeled. So these are the notes in the key of A. And usually whenever you're playing a song in the key of A, these are the notes you're going to use. All the chords you're going to play are based on these notes, and all the walk-ups and walk-downs you do are typically going to be using just these notes, okay? So another way to look at these notes, though, is here in the left thing, we have the scale degree. And the degree just sort of means the sort of number of the step in the scale, so to speak, right? If there's 7 steps and it just repeats, you have the first step, the second step, the third step, the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and it repeats. Okay, this can be helpful because when we get to other keys, you're going to notice that even though the notes in that key change and all that sort of thing, these degrees are a helpful way to think about things. If we go to the 1, to the 2, to the 3, and back to the 2, and back to the 1, that's helpful no matter what chord you're in, right? So that's the sort of benefit of those. Now, finally, let's look at this tab. Now, this tab is going to give you just the fret numbers to play. This has nothing to do with degrees, right? We're going to start off by strumming in the A bass note, right? The open 5th string, it's an A note. Then we're going to do a full strum of the A major chord. Now our goal here is to get to a D major chord, and D is the sort of the major 4 chord within the key of A, right? It's the 4th degree of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4 chord is always going to be major, typically within a song, right? And to get to it though, we're going to connect this note, this A, to this D. So we want to get from this 1 to this 4, right? From this 1 to this 4, from this 1 to this 4. Now, there's some numbers between 1 and 4, which are 2 and 3. So if we look at the fretboard chart here showing the degree of the scale, we can go from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Now, how did I know which notes to play? Well, the fretboard tells me here, right? The 2 note, right, the 2nd degree of the scale is going to be on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And the 3rd degree is going to be on the 4th fret of the 5th string. Right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So basically we can go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds like that song, Lean On Me, right? That's the same notes, right? Sometimes in our lives, and so on and so forth. That's a digression as well. But then we're going to walk it back from the 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 1. And then from the 1. Now what did I do there, right? I'm on the 5th string, open. And then on the 6th string, I go from 4th to 2nd to open. Now what are those notes? What are those degrees of the scale? Let's see. Well, we know the open 5th string is an A. And we're going to the 4th fret, to the 2nd fret, and then open. Now let's look at the fretboard here. What is the 4th fret of the 6th string? It is the 7th degree of the scale, and if we look at the name of the note, it's a G sharp, right? The 2nd fret of the scale, of the string, is the 6th degree, if we look at that chart, and it's an F sharp, and the sort of name of the note. So these, right? We're going from A to G sharp to F sharp to E, A to G sharp to F sharp to E. Or if we said it in degrees, it would be the 1 to 7 to 6 to 5 strum, 5, 6, 7, 1. So that whole little tab there for the A, you do the, and I'll sort of speak in terms of the scale degree. Again, this is a good thing to get in your head, right? The 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 7, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, now let's move on along, and if you have any questions, I think they might be answered as I continue to the next key and sort of show these things one by one, right? Because there's going to be something in common with all these, right? Next one up is the key of C. Now the key of C is usually when you play piano, you start with this key, and the reason is there's no sharps and there's no flats. The notes in the key of C are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay? And those keep on going, they repeat. If you go above C, you just start all over again, you know, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And if you were to start on this C and go down, you would start over again as well. So to the left of C is a B and an A and a G and an F and an E, and so on and so forth, right? Now, here's the fretboard markings for these notes. And here's one thing I want to bring up that I didn't bring up with the key of A, is notice how, if you were to look at these degrees of the scale, and if you were to say, what are the notes I'm playing in a C major chord? Well, I'm playing the 5th string, 3rd fret, the 4th string, 2nd fret, open 3rd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, open 1st string. Those are all notes that are sort of dots on this fretboard, and those are all the 1, the 3, and the 5s. Major chords are going to be the 1, the 3, and the 5 of whatever key you're in, basically. So that's one helpful thing to keep in mind. And another cool thing is, if you were to play, say, a G chord, 3rd, 2nd, open, 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 3rd. All those notes come from from this scale as well. So whether you're playing a C, a G, an F, right, an E minor, an A minor, all those chords, all the chords in any key come from the notes in that key. That's the main point I want to get across right there. Again, I could dive into this in a separate video, but that's one little trick to call out there. So we have our notes in the key of C, and let's do the walk up and walk down here, right? So we're going to start off on the 1 and play the C, and then walk it up, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to play a sort of baby F, the thinnest 4 strings, and then we'll walk it down, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. And then 1, 7, 6, 5. I'm going from the C to the B to the A to the G. Then I walk it back up. G, A, B, C. Or if I did the degrees, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for the key of C. It's the same idea. Let's keep moving here because I have some surprises in store as we sort of get into some different stuff here. Next, we have the key of D. Same idea. The notes in this key are D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Here they are on the fretboard, whether you want to go by the degree of the scale or the note name. Now here's the cool thing about this little exercise, is we're going to start on the D, which is the 1 bass note, right? Open 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look what happened here, is I went 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm on the 3rd string, the open 3rd string, and I'm playing a full G chord. Well, what's going on there? What is the open 3rd string? Well, if you look at the fretboard and you look at the 3rd string, which is the G string, and you look at it open, meaning you're not pushing down any frets, it is a G note. So even though the chord has 6 strings, I'm playing this open 3rd string, which is a G. And what are the other Gs that I'm playing in this chord? Well, I'll tell you what, there's one on the 6th string, 3rd fret, right here, and on the highest string, 3rd fret. So when you play a G chord, you are actually playing 3 different G notes at once. And I'm bringing this up because in this walk-up, we are on the 4th string up to the 3rd string, but we can still play the full chord. The walk-ups and walk-downs don't need to be on the lowest strings, right? They can be wherever you want. Then we're going to walk down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we go from the 4th to the 5th string, 1, 7, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, now we have some more fun stuff in store. Let's move to the key of G now. All right, key of G. We're going to start off with a low E string G note strum. Walk it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this one is going from the open to 2nd to 3rd fret on the 5th string. What is that? Open to 2nd to 3rd fret on the 5th string. Open is an A, 2nd fret is a B, 3rd fret is a C. If we did it in scale degrees, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open 4th string is a D, which is the 5th tone. And then we walk it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, because in the key of G, when we're going from the G to the D, we can't walk down to the D, unless we did this, right? So if I started over from the beginning here, G, to the C, walk it down to the G, Now say your goal is to walk down from a G to a D. How would you do that? Well, if we want to get to this D note, 4th string open, and we want to walk down to get there, what we can do is look. Here's a G, open third string. 1, 7, 6, 5, 5. A little bit of a digression there, but my point is, if you want to connect chords, there's no one right way you need to do it, right? You don't always need to go up. You can come down sometimes, right? We'll start that over. That's what I have tabbed out, but if you want to connect to that G to that D a different way, you could do that, right? From the third string to the F sharp to the E to the D, right? 1, 7, 6, 5, 1, 7, 6, 5, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I was going off the reservation there a little bit with the tab, but hopefully you got the idea. And then lastly, we have this key of E. Now here, we have the notes in the scale. This one is the low E string, open. That's gonna be your E note, okay? Open, strum, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, we have to get creative here because we want to walk up to that B7, but when you're walking up in a way that does it to sound good, we're gonna do it like this. So what we did here is we went from an open A, and then we added this note, which is a B flat, and then this note, which is a B. So this note right here is a flat fifth, and flat means it's just down in pitch, right? This is a B, which is the fifth, and when we go over one note, it becomes a flat fifth. And it just happens that a flat fifth will often sound good, and it's as simple as that. And we walk it back down, we're gonna go second, open, second, open. So this one is now, you might notice a song like Folsom Prison Blues uses this tune. Sort of, right? I'm just playing notes in the B7 scale there. And then I'm gonna move my middle finger right here to the second fret of the low E string. What is that note in the key of E? Let's look at the fretboard. It's the second degree of the scale, it's an F sharp, right? So we're going from the fifth, 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 seventh, seventh, fifth, second, first. 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, second, 1, right? This is the cool thing about the fretboard, is you learn this and you learn how to look at things and you can sort of see what the notes are you're playing. What are the names of the notes, but also what are the degrees of the scale. So, I hope this is helpful for you. There's so much more I could get into with walk-ups and walk-downs. For this lesson, I'm going to cut this one short. Get this PDF over at my website. It's lesson 354. It's 3 pages made with care. This is just a great thing to look at. Keep it around. You can kind of see the patterns, right? Our minds are always looking for patterns. And the fretboard, when your guitar is in standard tuning, the notes don't change. That's the great thing. They stay the same. Now, you can sort of understand that when you're in a certain key, the 7 notes in that key stay the same. And then you can say, okay, using those notes, what are the chords I can play, right? And then what are the notes that connect those chords? Fretboard can help you just see those things. And as you see them, it helps you as a guitarist just understand what you're playing. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful for y'all. A lot of you asked for this PDF, and so I've made it. So check it out on my website. I'm going to take off now. Thanks to all of you who are supporting me on Patreon, and I hope this is helpful for you. I think I've said it all twice. So until the next one, I'll see you around, my friends. Bye-bye.